Assalamualaikum, Doctor. My name is Elly Athirah Binti Zaib. My student ID is 2024246226 and I am from ED2473A. Today I will be presenting my case study. The title of my case study is Academic Pressure and Exam Anxiety Among Secondary School Students. Objective of the study. The study explores teachers' perspective on academic pressure and exam anxiety among secondary school students, with a focus on identifying factors, their impacts, and strategies used by teachers. There are three research gaps here. The first one is academic demands and exam anxiety among secondary school students are well documented. Next, most existing studies focus primarily on students' perspective. And lastly, limited research explores teachers' views in managing academic pressure and exam anxiety in Malaysian secondary schools. These are the research objectives and research question for this study. There are three research objectives and three research questions. Next is literature review. Recent studies show how academic pressure and exam anxiety affect secondary school students. In Malaysia, research indicates that test anxiety and perfectionism contribute to academic burnout, impacting emotional energy and school functioning. Studies also highlight that subject-specific anxiety, such as math anxiety, can undermine students' confidence and learning. Findings from urban high school settings link academic pressure with reduced mental well-being and motivation. Globally, literature shows that academic stress can hinder academic performance and increase emotional distress. Additionally, demographic factors like age and gender shape how students experience test anxiety, which suggests the issue is complex and multifaceted. Based on 5 recent studies, academic pressure is closely related to heavy workload, parental expectations, and exam-oriented system. Previous research also showed that exam anxiety negatively affects students' focus, motivation, and mental well-being. These findings justifies the importance of exploring this issue from teachers' perspective. Moving on to relevant theories, the findings of this study can be explained using several educational and psychological theories. The first one is Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory, explains that students are influenced by multiple environments including parents, teachers, peers, and the wider education system. Pressures from parental expectation, peer competition, and an exam-oriented system contribute to students' academic stress, while teacher support can help reduce anxiety. Next, Venner's attribution theory suggests that how students interpret their academic success or failure affects their emotions and motivation. Students who attribute failure to a lack of ability tend to experience anxiety and panic, even after studying, whereas attributing success to effort increases confidence. Next, achievement goal theory further explains that students who focus on performance goals such as grades and comparisons with peers experience higher stress levels, while mastery-oriented students show lower anxiety. Lastly, Bandura's social cognitive theory highlights the role of self-efficacy in learning, where low self-confidence leads to poor focus and exam panic, while teacher encouragement and a supportive classroom environment help enhance students' confidence and motivation. Next, methodology. The study used a qualitative research with semi-structured interviews. The collected data was transcribed and analyzed using thematic analysis to identify key patterns and themes. Data was gathered through physical and virtual interviews via Google Meets. There are two sampling here. The first one is a veteran teacher with 21 years of teaching experience, and second, a novice teacher with 2 years of teaching experience. These are the interview questions, findings, data analysis, and discussion. The first one is similarities between teachers' response. From the interviews, both teachers acknowledge that academic pressure among secondary students has increased over the years. Examination anxiety is more obvious near major exam, and students often show emotional distress such as fear of failure and low confidence.
Saya rasa syllabus yang diorang belajar kat sekolah sekarang ni makin mencabar. Lepas tu tambah pula dengan diorang punya homework yang memang banyak.
Next, differences between teachers' response. Differences emerge based on teaching experience. The veteran teacher emphasized long-term pressure from examination-oriented education and parental expectation, while the novice teacher focused more on students' immediate stress and difficulty balancing academic demands and emotional well-being.
Saya biasanya mengulang kaji semula topik-topik yang penting dan memastikan pelajar bersedia dengan teknik menjawab sebelum peperiksaan.
Kalau saya personally, saya akan bagi kata-kata semangat lah untuk pelajar-pelajar saya.
Next, main findings from research question. From research question 1, the findings reveal that academic pressure and exam anxiety among secondary school students are mainly influenced by three factors: increasing academic demands, high parental expectations, peer competition. From research question 2, the study found that academic pressure and exam anxiety have negative effect on both learning and well-being, including reduced focus and classroom engagement, emotional and behavioral changes, physical and emotional health effects. From research question 3, the findings indicate that teachers employ both academic and emotional strategies to help students cope, including academic support and preparation, emotional encouragement and reassurance, and stress management and relaxation activities. Main findings from thematic analysis. There are 4 factors of academic pressure and exam anxiety among secondary school students, which are social comparison and competitive learning environment, curriculum and assessment related academic pressure, individual coping and self-regulation challenges, and external expectation and performance pressure. Next, there are 3 impacts of academic pressure and exam anxiety to students, which are disruption of cognitive engagement in learning, behavioral and emotional dysregulation related to exam stress, and negative impact on students' well-being. Lastly, there are 4 teacher strategies that mentioned here, which are instructional support to enhance academic readiness, emotional and motivational support strategies, classroom-based stress regulation practices, and institutional support and preventive intervention programs. Next, evidence from literature and theories. These findings are consistent with previous research and supported by established theories. For example, Grothendieck's theory explains how school and family environments influence stress, while Bandura's theory explains how anxiety affects students' confidence and motivation. In conclusion, the summary for the study is academic pressure and exam anxiety are significant issues among Malaysian secondary school students. Factors including heavy academic workload and challenging syllabus, high parental expectation, and peer competition and comparison. Impacts on students, reduced focus and classroom engagement, emotional effects like stress, low motivation, and anxiety, physical effects like fatigue and sleep disturbance. Teacher strategies help reduce stress, including revision support and exam preparation guidance, motivation and emotional encouragement, and stress management and relaxation activities. For the future research, involve a larger and more diverse sample of schools to improve generalizability, and we can focus on specific intervention programs like stress management or mindfulness programs and evaluate their effectiveness. And we can explore teachers' and parents' perspective in greater depth to better understand their roles in managing students' academic pressure. Recommendations for school. School can implement stress management programs and counseling support, promote a balanced learning environment rather than excessive exam-oriented practice, and encourage supportive teacher-student relationship. For the parents should provide emotional support and maintain realistic academic expectations and encourage healthy study habits and work-life balance at home. For Ministry of Education, review curriculum demands to reduce unnecessary academic overload, provide professional development for teachers on student well-being and stress management, and lastly, promote policies that prioritize students' mental health alongside academic achievement. These are the list of references that I use for this case study. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.